Hey guys, it's Kyle again. I'm here today to talk to you about how to document a phone call. So our clinical team documents our phone calls in EHR. So let's go ahead and open up EHR. So for example, let's say that test patient 8 calls in and is asking for a refill of his Lipitor. So we're going to go new because it's a new encounter. Remember, when we check a patient in for an appointment, it creates one automatically. But when we have a telephone call, the timestamp is unique to the telephone call. So right now it's 2:57. So when I click New, it creates an encounter for 3:15-2:57. Okay, so remember, same thing for when they have a new appointment. We've got to go to our templates right here. And I always start off with the home page. Alright, so it is a telephone call, so that's going to be, the visit type is going to be a patient communication. Double click. Alright, so you can do a provider test action if you're doing a note for surgical clearance or something like that. Document library if you need to generate a medication list for this encounter. We're just going to do a simple telephone call. And so there's, if it's a billing question, referral, charges, we're just putting a note in the chart. So this one, I'm actually going to select call. This outgoing telephone call template will come up, but it was actually an ingoing call, incoming call. So I'll go to contact type right here, click, and I'll double click that. So in my example, test patient 8 is calling me for a refill. So I spoke with the patient. Let's say, for example, if it's the son or daughter who called in. First off, make sure that they are on the release of information, that we're allowed to talk to them about the patient before you discuss any patient information. And I'll show you how to do that in another video. But for my example, I spoke with test patient 8 himself, and I'll say, test patient 8, called in, requested a refill of his Lipitor 40 milligrams, Walgreens on 29th. Refill sent in. Patient voice understanding. Each physician has a different protocol for how you can actually refill medications, but in this example, I'm assuming that Dr. Mays approved the refill. So since there's nothing else to be done here, I can mark it complete and save and close, and then we're documenting into the chart. Let's say that I am not refilling the medication. So if I'm not refilling the medication, and let's say I have to have Dr. Mays' nurse refill it, I can say, informed patient that I sent a task to Dr. Mays' nurse. Patient voiced understanding. So in this one, it would be an open-ended task, and then I could send and close. And so when I send and close, it's asking who I want to send it to. So I would select Lisa, who's Dr. Mays' nurse, and I would say OK, and it would task her. So I'd say OK. So now it has tasked Lisa. And that is how you document a telephone call. Thanks for joining me.